Hey Jen, yeah, it's Maria from GoalieTrainingPro.com. Just wondering if there was any ice availability, in the next couple weeks that I could get on there. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I know you're at limited capacity, so no, we're all good. I'll try again. Thanks. Cheers. No ice. If only there was a way that I could have an arena in the goalie training lab with shooters anytime I wanted. That would be perfect. If only there was a way. So when you get something and when you first get it, it's so much more amazing than you thought it was. You love it. You are literally blown away. And then you have it for a few weeks and you kind of get used to it. The novelty wears out and your opinion changes. That's exactly what we're talking about in this 14-day SenseArena Goalie Training app follow-up video. It's Maria here from GoalieTrainingPro.com, and today I'm going to give you a follow-up review on the SenseArena virtual reality goalie training app. I've had a chance now to spend about 10 hours on it, so I'm going to start by telling you all the good things, what I really, really like about it. Then I'm also going to tell you, what I see as some of the problems with the system. This is an unpaid review. I bought the unit with my own allowance, so the opinions are my own. So the first thing I love about the system is it's super easy to get up and running. I can just come down here to the lab. I took it to Revolution to use with a goalie that was in town for an assessment, and within about 2 minutes, I'm up and running. And I'll show you exactly how to set it up in a minute. We'll go through a full demo, but I'll sort of run through the checklist first. The second thing I really love about it is it's unpredictable. When I posted the unboxing video, which if you haven't seen it yet, I'll put a link in the description, but a bunch of you were like, well, the puck just comes to the same place all the time. I remember it had that, what was it called? Pocket quarterback or something, and you could just do the exact same buttons every time and get a touchdown every single time by running that same pattern. This isn't the case. It changes things. It knows where I am. And so, it can use, I don't know what it uses. There's a little hockey player in there that messes with you, but it shoots where you are not. It doesn't just do the same thing over and over again. In fact, it's amazing that I noticed it in when I use it, and then this pro goalie that was in town last week for an assessment, he said the same thing. Sort of for lack of a better word, the dumb things I do on the ice that result in a goal against, it capitalizes on the same thing. It's even with this, I do that thing and I get scored on. Yes, it works on my synthetic ice, and again, I'll show you how that goes, but that takes it up a notch. That really feels now like I'm in the game. And in fact, the developers of SenseArena used it on the ice with some pro goalies over in the Czech Republic just this past week. So it is a great tool for that, where you can actually work on your skating, your movement, or use it just, on the flat ground in your bare feet or your running shoes. I've started strapping on my heart rate monitor to see how, if I can count this as a bit of a energy system workout. And when I use it on the ground, it gives me a pretty good workout. When I use it on my synthetic ice with my skates, that gets my heart rate up a little bit closer to where it is in game speed. So it is a good sort of cross-training tool from an aerobic perspective as well. You can set the speed of the shots. You can set whether it's going to be, all blocker side shots, all glove side shots, or if it's mixed up. You can set the duration for most of the drills, so either a 45-second or a 90-second duration. You can even turn on angles, so you'll see when I use it that will show you, the angle that you're sort of square to the puck. You can also do box control work, so it'll show how much of the net you're covering. You can go into detailed reports. You can see how your puck tracking was, your save percentage, how your angles were, so you can monitor that stuff. You can see a heat map where you're getting scored on. You can watch your rebounds, so you can see where the puck goes. If it goes into the corner and rims around the boards, you can follow it. If it goes off the inside of your blocker and into your own net, you can turn around and see that too. Yes, it does happen. It knows if you do a gut trap. It has awareness of that the puck's sort of hitting you in the middle of the body. You can put the sensors on your glove and blocker, so you can attach them to your actual equipment and then, sort of get used to having that on. There are hand-eye modules, cognitive training modules that are unbelievable. I'll show you in a second. Keep watching. I'll show you all this stuff. And the people who are behind this are passionate about it. They are constantly trying to make it better. I think there's actually an update maybe coming out in, I can't remember if it's August or September, but it's sort of the same as me. Like, goalie training, believe it or not, isn't a multi-billion-dollar business, but it's an important element, and they share a passion for helping goalies. So that's another big thing that I look for, and that really sort of energized me to want to pick up one of the units. Okay, before I get to the cons, to the downsides, I'm going to remind you to like this video, and if you're new around here, you should probably subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, you should probably hit the bell so you find out about new videos before anyone else. Okay, here are the cons, and I'm sure it's something that I have done wrong. I've reached out to Daniel. He's emailed me back. I've sent him some answers to the questions he's asked, but occasionally when I'm using the sensors on my glove and blocker, it really only seems to happen with my glove, but it will kind of get lost in space. So I'll go to make a save and my hand is here, but then my glove is like hovering out here, and I can just pick it up again. And I think it's partly because I have a really pretty small space, and I think it's when I get close to or maybe outside of my boundary. So again, it never happens when I'm just using the sensors in my hand, so I know it's not an issue with the device. I think it's probably more how I have it attached to my blocker. So that's just one thing that happens, very occasionally. When you look, and you'll see, but when I look at my glove and blocker, when I'm wearing the unit, they don't match. The glove is red and black, and the blocker is like Washington Capitals, kind of blue and red and white. And that I don't know, freaks me out a little. It's like, what? Make a match. Just match them. As of right now, it can only pick up glove, blocker, and body saves. There's nothing for the legs to sort of detect a pad save. So that means really there's not a benefit to butterflying. So I'll be catching pucks like below knee level, but they are working on pad sensors. And that kind of brings me to the final con of the whole system, and that is some goalies, and especially younger goalies, spend too much time on the ice already. They're spending too much time, going into and out of their butterfly, adding wear and tear to their hips. And this is a way, this kind of facilitates that. This is almost an enabler that, maybe there's a kid that's on the ice already 5 times a week, and then they're going to come home and they're going to be on this, or maybe on their synthetic ice for another 2 or 3 hours. That's a lot of reps. That's a lot of wear and tear. And I was talking to Brian DeCourt about this as well. And, and he has a good point too. And I'll talk about how I use this on my synthetic ice, but that synthetic ice has more friction than regular ice. So his thinking is, in particular when we're sliding, that there is more force going to the hips, which intuitively makes some sense. So my point is, if you're going to use it responsibly. Be aware that it is, you know, especially if you're using on synthetic ice and going into a butterfly and an RVH and playing like that, that's adding wear and tear to your hips. So you better be aware of that and use it responsibly. One of the nice things that it doesn't have the bad sensors right now is it doesn't reward you for butterflying in any way. So you are learning to play more from your feet. You're learning to catch in all different positions. Not that really, probably it's going to be the technique like, oh, well, if the puck's like this high off the ice, don't go into your butterfly, just reach down and glove it. Probably that's not going to happen. But at least we can work on it now and take some reps off, you know, in particular when we're just using it in our bare feet. So those are the pros, those are the cons, but let's actually get into it and see. And I'm going to show you what I see, because when I did my unboxing video, which I've linked in the description, some of you are so sour and you're like, well, it would be a lot better if we could see what you can see. Like you are so frustrated and angry. Relax. Just take a breath. I'm going to show you. Let's get geared up. So what I'm doing right now is I'm setting my boundary. And so I use the controllers to basically draw a boundary so that I know what my safe space is. So I can change this Guardian and it gives me like a floor level. And then I confirm, yep, that's on the floor. And then I use my controller to define the play area. So if I had more space, when I move into the new goalie training lab, I'll have more space. I can make it bigger. But you can see, like, this is a pretty small space, and it's still going to work just fine. So then, this is what you see. This is sort of the home, like I'd like this to be my home. If we look up here, we'll see a shooting star. I saw one over there. But it's pretty sick. I want to live here. So, and like if I, like again, my boundary is pretty small, but I can walk over towards the fireplace, you know, and if I had more space, I could move around. I can see my neighbors. Hi, neighbors. Over there, it's just beautiful. This looks like Norway to me. I don't know where it is, but it looks like Norway. There's shooting stars. It's crazy. Then we go into our library. We're going to get, load up some SenseArena. Pretty sick, eh? Like this looks like an NHL rink. And then if I look down, there's my blocker, there's my glove. See, they're different colors. That freaks me out a little bit. So then I can pick. I can run a diagnostic or I can just go manual menu. I'll go manual menu and walk you through a few drills. So I can go, so here I can adjust the shot speed, whether it's just catcher, just blocker, whether it shows angles or like the box control, so I can turn on box control. The time limit of the drill, 45 seconds or 90 seconds. And then I can start to beat. So then I can pick where the shooter's from. In this drill, play. So then it shows me the box, it shows me how big the net is. When I catch, the puck's in my glove. I can follow my rebound, and it matters. So like if I'll try and pop this one up in the air. Oh, see when I get scored, the puck's in the net or get scored on. So the puck goes where I put it with the blocker. If I hit it off the inside of my blocker, like I can even ricochet it into my own net if I do it wrong. So I tried to pop that one up. And then I can go in here and get a detailed result. So, you know, what was my save percentage? What was my reaction time? How was my puck tracking? Let's go to goalie warm-up number 3. Just to give you another little example. So these are just warm-up drills. There's going to be a circle around the guy who's shooting the puck. Okay, let's get into some movement drills. So let's go roll and shot. So you can see how, so I could pick specific scenarios. I'm just going to go And I know where my boundary is, so I'm close to this wall, but I know, oh, shoot. I know exactly where my boundary is. Haha, not this time. So then again, I can go to the detailed result. Okay, my reaction time, or my angle is 57%, puck tracking 89%, save percentage. Not stellar. Let's look at, oh, this one is so hard. There's real shooters, and these guys are good. So this is a little screenshot. And ideally, I would play with more out of my net a little more towards the top of my crease, but I just don't have the space right here. This guy's good. This guy's my nemesis. But you can see, like, this isn't a video game, right? It's not predictable. It's not the same pattern. I could do this drill 10 times in a row, and it's not going to be the same pattern. Big 0 save percentage on that one. Let's go low bump out, or low pass out. And then there's going to be a screen, but I have to fight, shoot. I have to fight, so I can always find the puck. I can, because it's 3D, so I just have to get around. Here's going to be another screen. Got it that time. So I just have to be diligent and look around. So I didn't check. I didn't do that quick check. It's going to be a screen, I think. Yeah. Oh, nice. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? And I know exactly what you're thinking because I've met you before. And you're thinking, yeah, but can you put on all your gear, and what's it really like when you use it on the ice, or in this case on the synthetic ice? So let me show you what that looks like. So I've redrawn my boundary, and you can see it's a pretty tight space. Here's one post, here's the other post. If I was using a real net, I could actually mark in like the corners and the midpoint, and then that would help set my boundary, so that when I was against this virtual post, I would actually be leaning against my real post. So I'll probably do that when I move to the new goalie training lab, because my synthetic ice space will be twice as big. But I just wanted you to see what it looks like. Let's go low pass out. This one gives me trouble. And then it's going to be a screenshot. Nice. So you got to battle to find the puck. That's the thing. Like, you can always find the puck, but you have to move. There. And you can hear, like, I'm working here. It's awesome. Let's go back door. Up. So you have to take that quick look. You have to scan. Where's that guy coming? Who's moving in? This guy. Boom. Scored. Good goal. And these guys, I don't know if you can hear it. Nice. But they'll call for passes. So here's the basic take-home message. When I used this with the pro goalie last week, he said, this is exactly what I see and feel when I'm on the ice. And, you know, I felt that way too, which is why it blew my mind. But to hear someone who plays at such a high level have the same experience, it was amazing. I showed you some of those screenshot situations. And, you know, so sometimes it's even on the ice, it's like, oh, well, I can't see the puck. Well, but, you know, with this, like if I go like that, like I can see the puck, I can move myself to see around. It's not 2D. It's not like, okay, well, there's something between me and the puck. You know, I get rewarded for looking and moving to see around. So it teaches those habits. It teaches you to follow the puck, the path of your rebound. As I said before, I don't get paid to make these videos. I bought this setup with my own money. I got the Goalie To Go package. You can see the two options at SenseArena.com, but I got the Goalie To Go package, which was $1,090 for the setup, the case, the controllers, the attachments for your blocker, and the Oculus Quest. And then it's $69 a month to keep up access to the app. So in my mind, it's pretty good because, well, you can see I can't even get ice right now. But when I can, it's, you know, $150 to $200 to spend an hour on the ice. Whereas, you know, once I put out the initial investment, it's $69 a month and I can get on as much as I want. So that is a follow-up review of the SenseArena Goalie Training app. Now it's time for you to like this video, because what's not to like? And subscribe if you haven't done so already. And it's your turn now to ask me anything you want to know. What do you think of this technology? What do you think of what you saw here today? Does it blow your mind? Do you have any questions? Let me know what questions you have about it and I'll answer them for you. Do you have this set up and what have your experiences been with it? Just remember, don't get carried away. You know, I think butterflies add wear and tear, and so we want to make sure that we're getting good quality, deliberate practice without overdoing it. So once again, let me know what questions or comments you have right down below, and otherwise I will catch you on the flip side. See ya.